Good morning, America and the whole world. How's it going? Um, wow, still sleepy, man. Just woke up about less than an hour ago. Oh, I might go back to bed after this. Finally watched Deadly Class season finale. Watch it twice actually. Trying to get every detail in my memory bank. And let me just start by saying, holy crap, that is some action packed, fire powered season one finale. Woo! Hot damn, that was amazing. I love this show. I freaking love this show. And you know what? I looked it up on Google. It's like, okay, has it been renewed yet? Has Sci-Fi renewed it for a second season? Still no details, and I'm like so pissed off, man, because I want another season of this. I know that I think the one that's gonna be taking over Deadly Class Hour starting next week will be Happy. Chris Melanie's with Patton Oswalt, I believe. Patton Oswalt voices this imaginary animated donkey. I was like, come on, if Happy can get renewed, why can't they renew Deadly Class, which clearly has a better storyline? I try to watch Happy, and it's just I mean, it's fantastic, but it's a mess. Like the story's all over the place. Anyway, back to Deadly Class season one finale. Man, okay. There's a lot to break down here. Just a heads up, like with all my episode recaps and with most of my TV reviews, this contains spoilers. So heads up, I'll be spilling some spoilers. This review is mainly for those of you who have also watched last night's Deadly Class season one finale. So yeah, they as in the team. Saya, hey Princess Star, what's up? Thanks for joining us. So Saya, Marcus, let's see, Lex, Petra, Billy, and Maria. They basically in the season one finale they try to break in the fuckface's house, and they have okay. Let's talk about their plan. Their plan is pretty good. The whole thing with the mailman, with whistling and carrying the package and blowing the front door out, and Lex and Petra, walking around the landmines to get to the other side. Fine, 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 fine. Good, good, good. Um, but the reconnaissance is terrible. Because Maria is supposed to be the one that's kind of like, because they don't have the blueprint of the inside of the house or like an infrared kind of vision to see where everybody is inside the house. Um, but Maria comes back and is like, hey, yeah, yeah, there's a lot of landmines, there's a lot of booby traps. That's it. That's all. That's the only information she has. So what they don't expect is the element of surprise, which obviously those redneck hillbillies and fuckface have for them. Now, interesting side note though, this episode, season finale episode, features a few interesting song selections. I think the first one was some country song that I haven't actually watched. I mean, not watched, heard before. And the other one is Ozzy Osbourne's "Mr. Crowley," I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's a classic rock song, and it really takes you back to the 80s. I think that's a really, really like early 80s song. So that's an interesting side note in case you are fans of Ozzy's or Black Sabbath out there. Um, okay, what do I think about this whole raid infiltration? I was not expecting fuckface and the hillbillies to be on top of their game. But man, they are on top of their game in this episode. Um, Marcus and the gang, they didn't see fuckface and the hillbillies coming a mile away. They were like hiding, like and people like a mouse, not even like a sound or a pin drop. Um, Hiding behind those closet doors, like holy crap. Um, but I gotta give the writer some credit as well, and the director of this episode, because there's some moments as if Marcus and Billy, Marcus and Lex also have the upper hand. especially with regards to that fridge, which reminds me of Nuke the Fridge from Indiana Jones. Remember that when he hides inside the refrigerator to avoid the nuclear blast or the hydrogen bomb blast, whatever that bomb was. So yeah, the fight between Saya and Maria is interesting. Um, because Maria is so crazy, man. That bitch is so crazy. It's like she would let Saya die in the hands of those hillbillies just because she is pissed that Saya fucked Marcus. That's just some stone cold bitchery right there. Uh, I told you last week, right? I told you guys last week that the fact that Maria knew about Saya and Marcus, that doesn't take a genius. Anybody could sense it. That that fact could really mess with their effort in taking down Fuckface. Hence, what happens in this episode, because Petra asks early on, it's like, can we rely on Maria? Petra Petra asks that in question of Maria's sanity, but we, the audience, also asked that question, but not from that perspective. We asked him, it's like, okay, this could be problematic because she knew, and she's not gonna help Saya because of that, and that's what happens in this episode. Um, but man, I love it though. I love because these two ladies, they have deadly lethal fighting skills. Saya with her samurai sword, and of course, Maria with her sharp fan blade. So that fight scene, as brief as it is in this episode, I welcome it. It was such a delight to watch them fight. Um, the reason that they fight is dumb, like two women fighting over a guy. Like, wow. I thought we're in the girl empowerment age where it's like, oh, we don't need men, like we can define ourselves. So it's a little bit of a backward step in that, like, oh, I don't know. That's just how I see it. But then again, I remember this is like the story set in the 80s. I guess the that's how we need to approach it. Another note that I have here on my screen, um, with regards to Master Lin running around with his daughter, running away from Diablo's assassins. I don't know exactly at one point in the episode where Master Lin and his daughter is headed. Like, okay, they go through the markets that obviously has their people in them, and apparently their people kind of help them out a little bit. The butchers at least, but they get gunned down, and then they go to some kind of a junkie building. So the logistics of it, I don't get it. Even Master Lin himself, I think, doesn't understand. It's like, okay, as long as I just run, 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 I don't care where I am, in this whole vicinity, in this whole premise. So, and the whole thing, hiding in the closet thing, this is such a classic, not so clever move, man. Like what? Like they can't find you in the closet. Like every time movies or TV guys come into the room and that they want to blast a bunch of bullets through the wall, and hopefully the bullets doesn't go through the closet. It's like, I don't. It's so dumb. I get it. I get it. It adds, or it plays into the tension. Like, oh my god, are they gonna catch him or not? Uh, but can't you just find like a freaking, I don't know, man, exit stair? There's that building. There's got to be a way out of there instead of just a closet. It's like so frustrating when a movie or TV show does that. Um, yeah, but it all comes biting him back in the ass, man. The fact that he lies about his family being dead, and the thing is, I know that he blames Saya for not protecting the house, but here's the thing. if you were to lie about your family being dead, right? Uh, wouldn't you wouldn't you ship them off to some other country or some other, I don't know, planet, whatever, than to have them around in the same zip code as you? And on top of that, in a freaking house that's so visible that people can follow you to that house, and like, because Master, his sister finds out, Master Gao is like, it's just so Master Lin is not good at hiding in plain sight, man, or hiding his family in plain sight. So I don't mean to blame him, but it's there are some precautions that he could have taken, that could have prevented this from happening, and it's all just biting him back in the ass, man. Diablo, played by David Zayas, the head of the cartel. Woo! He's not playing, man. He's not playing. I'm glad that at the end that they don't really capture Masterlin, but he ain't playing. He ain't playing. Um, okay, before I end this with my final thought, I just want to say also with regards to Billy and Petra. So sweet, so sweet. The romance, like, oh, it's one of those moments where, like, oh, it's almost there. They almost kiss. Oh, they didn't kiss. Oh, because I want Billy to be with Petra more than I did, more than I want Lex with Petra, because Lex also has a crush on Petra. With that threesome episode a couple of episodes ago. Uh, I like this. I like the fact that these one, two, three, four, five, six people are the ones that we see in the season finale. I in a way, I'm glad that Willie is not a part of it, because Willie kind of bails on them. Because as you know, my fellow Deadly Class fans, Willie is not hardcore. Willie's like me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So Willie just kind of puts on a tough face. He doesn't really have a tough bone in his body. So in a way, I'm glad that he's not part of this season one finale episode, because I think, not to be stereotypical, but I think he'd be the first one to die at the hands of those hillbillies, man, and it would not be good. At least the optics, like, oh, because that whole stereotypical, oh, in movies, black people used to be the first one to die, whatever. So I'm glad Willie's not here in the season one finale. And that adds to the other drama too, because, oh, if there is a season two, is Willie gonna try to come back somehow into the good grace of his friends? I know that he's with his lover right now, his girlfriend, but how long is that gonna last? So that's why I need season two, folks. Please go watch season one, make that ratings go high. I think season one is available on Sci-Fi, all episodes of them. So please, please, please show Deadly Class some love, so that it can be renewed, because right now there hasn't been any news yet. Uh, Real quick before my final thoughts, the hillbillies. If I don't want to be mean, but people in the South who are hillbillies and rednecks, and I, they are gonna be, well, they've probably gotten used to it, with movies like Deliverance. But this show, this season finale episode specifically, really, really go out of their way to make fun of the simplicity and the ignorance of hillbilly rednecks. They're inbred. They fuck dogs or whatever. I guess Marcus fucks dogs. I'm not Marcus. I'm sorry. Fuck face fucks dogs. So, man, it's just the way this show and the season one finale really slams and hammers on that group of people, um, white trash, hillbilly rednecks. It was the way they did it. It was merciless. It was so unforgiving. I gotta feel bad for them too. Such misunderstood characters. But hey, they try to kill Marcus and his friends. So Um, it's good that they had what's coming to them. You're rooting for like, oh yeah, come on, Saya, come on, Maria, kill him, kill him, kill him. That giant guy too, the giant hillbilly white trash, is like, 'cause he keeps enunciating like, or not enunciating, he keeps pronouncing in this episode, it's like you don't belong here, or like we're superior to you, like God chose us, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And Saya at one point screams at him, saying like, "What you? I mean, you're the one calling yourself victims here." uh, you city you what did the big guy say? The big guy says like, "You city folks keep oppressing us, village folks, whatever." It's like, so he's playing the victim card, and it's hilarious, hilarious. Okay, final thoughts. Final thoughts. Obviously, season one finale sets things up in motion. At least if there is a season two, if there's gonna be a season two, it sets things up in a way like, okay, um, Master Lin's daughter gets taken away by Master Gao to the same place that she was taken away when she was a kid. Um, and so I think the ramification of that is that, years later, when we have flash forward, whenever that is, Master Lin's daughter would come back, and she would be just as hardened, or just as battle ready, or just as fierce as Master Gao is. Um, and I don't know if that's what Master Lin wants for his daughter, to end up just like his sister. I don't know. I don't know. So that's one of the questions that I have for season two, and moving forward, if there is a season two. Another thing that they set up is, of course, this whole thing with the love triangle thing, right? Because Saya, by in the season one finale, she walks away, like, you guys are ticks. You guys keep bringing me down. So she walks away. So basically, the group breaks up, and Lex dies at the end of this. I was like, oh man, I like Lex. I said earlier that I want Petra to end up with Billy, but I don't want Lex to die. Lex is Lex is a cool bloke. Um, why couldn't they, the ammunition that they acquire, right? That whole firepower and that whole bomb, whatever, that the weapons that Marcus and his friends acquire. Why can't part of that be bulletproof vests? Like, why didn't they think of getting a few bulletproof vests, so that Lex could still survive? Because Lex got shot in the chest. He didn't get shot in the head by the cartel. So I don't know, man. I'm a little bummed out that if there is a season two, we're going into it without Lex around. And I like the actor who plays Lex. I think his name is Jack something. I forgot. I forgot his last name. I apologize. So so that's another setup. Season two probably will not have Lex. Um, and the team breaks up. And another setup is, as well, is that Master Lin will hold a grudge at Saya because Saya failed to protect Master Lin's house and Master Lin's family when she's, as I mentioned to you last week. It's like, I can't blame Saya for wanting to join um, Marcus instead of standing there outside the house. Camaraderie between teens, like, it's I want to belong in a group. That's a big thing in teenhood, or being a teenager. Uh, so I can't blame Saya. And also for Master Lin, it's like, dude, you are a powerful, influential person, right? With money, with resources, you could totally just hire assassins to protect your house. Why you gotta rely on one teenage girl? I get it. I get that Saya is a freaking masterful. You know, she is really good at killing people. She's really good at fighting people. I get it. I totally get it. Um, but man, come on, you could hire some ninjas, to protect that house. It's like it's just like, but I think in this episode, season one finale episode, you can tell that Master Lin is really pissed at Saya. At one point, he's holding his daughter. It's like, oh, Saya failed, something along the lines of like, oh, Saya had only one job. I'm so sorry. Oh, you can tell that he's projecting his anger towards Saya from this point forward. So I think that's part of the drama that we're gonna see in season two, if season two happens. That there's gonna be this rift between Master Lin and Saya. I don't know if it's gonna result in a fight between them. That'd be pretty cool to watch. But yeah, they're gonna throw shades at each other, man. At the very least. um, Maria is a complicated person. I love that she likes doing that Dia de los Muertos going thing, like whenever she fights or goes into the battle. But I totally agree with Marcus because Maria says to him in the season one finale, is like, all I ever did was love you. And Marcus says, I never asked for that. That's deep, man. That's profound. That's like there's a lot of relationships out there, at least the ones that I observe, and where it's just a one kind of like a one-way road. It's like, okay, it's cool. I'm glad that she or he likes me. Um, and I'm gonna ride this wave. But it seems that I don't have the same passion for her or him the way that they have for me. So I'm glad that Marcus is finally being honest. And on top of the fact that Maria, I don't know, man. Call me a bad guy, but I would never, never date somebody like Maria. Because she's too unpredictable. She's too explosive. It's not a gender thing. It can happen to a man as well. Um, so it's not a sexist statement by a stretch of imagination. Somebody who's like, I can't really read really well. That is somebody that I probably would stay away from. Um, because one day he or she might love you, another day he or she might hurt you, and they would say, "Oh, I'm doing it out of love." Like, no, if you love a person, you wouldn't hurt that person. So I, I'm just saying, I would never, never date somebody as unstable as Maria. And that's probably a terrible statement to make, but I'm just laying it out there. So those are my final thoughts. They set it up really well for season two, if season two ever happens. So please, you guys, go watch Deadly Class. The episodes are available on sci-fi.com, I believe. So you gotta, you know, um, make sure you tune your ISP or cable provider to in order to get those episodes. That's what I meant to say. So follow the instructions there on the website on how you can watch those episodes, especially this season one finale, because it's so action packed. It was just so it's a lot of bullets flying everywhere. I love it. And fuckface gets bitten by the dogs that he fucks. Like the dogs finally have his vengeance. He has this obsession with being in Phil Donahue's show, so that he has his own Jay Leno couch as well. And but the table switches. So at the end, Marcus gets the upper hand, and I love it. I almost forgot. I'm so glad that this show's villain, fuckface, his motivation is not the same as any other villain in other shows like this one or other movies like this one, where a bunch of teens with abilities in a boarding school. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Umbrella Academy. I'm looking at you, X-Men. I'm looking at you, Doom Patrol. Um, where the villain is always about, oh, I'm going to destroy the world or I'm going to cleanse the world and start over, right? It's always about apocalypse, 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 apocalypse. Um, but the villain's motivation, fuckface motivation in this one is just he's a guy who just like he can't stand that Marcus takes his credit. Like I'm supposed to be in that school, not you. So you're taking my, you know, entitlement. You know, I'm entitled to this. So that's his motivation. And he's got this obsession with fame and having his own talk show. So from that sense, I love how fresh and unique and kind of kooky and wacky the motivation for the villain is for this one compared to other shows like it. So kudos to the writers, the comic book writers, first of all, and the writers of this show. Kudos to you guys and the directors of the episodes and the team, the actors. What a fantastic season one. I want season two so bad. So, guys, again, please go watch all episodes of Deadly Class on Sci-Fi. Give this show some love. You know, make Sci-Fi know that there are viewerships, or like you guys are fans, that you guys want season two just as much as I do. Let them know, and hopefully keep our fingers crossed that the show gets renewed. That's all we can hope for. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this live stream review of Deadly Class season one finale. Um, Sync with California. That's the title. And as always, subscribe. Press that like button, ring that bell. And if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/Rama Screen. I'll be back later today for my live stream review of Star Trek Discovery new episode this evening. So stay tuned, okay? Let's rock this.